does Marcellus Wallace look like? What?
My actor friends say that memorizing good dialogue is easy, and memorizing bad dialogue is almost impossible. So what gives good dialogue its flow? Why is it that lots of film nerds know the words to this speech
Ezekiel 25:17.
and not this speech?
The function of the one is now to return to the source, allowing a temporary dissemination of the code.
There are a lot of right answers to this question, but today we're going to look at one crucial ingredient. The most lyrical writers, the Tarantinos, the Sorkins, the Mammoths, they have this ingredient in spades, and the less stylish writers, they don't have it at all. I'll give you a hint. Hi, I'm Jonathan Stokes, and this is Raising the Stakes, Essays about Story. Let's get into it. It was many and many a year ago in a princedom by the sea, that a maiden there lived whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. Now, I'm willing to wager that you can give this poem to 100 different English speakers, and they will all read it in 12/8 time. This is because Poe controls the rhythm of our read through the sequence of accented and unaccented syllables in each poetic foot. No one is going to say Annabel Lee or Annabel Lee. They're only going to say it as a triplet and a quarter note, Annabel Lee. Rhythm makes words memorable. Let's say you want a child to memorize these 26 symbols. You do it with meter. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Okay, you guys know the alphabet. When you make words rhythmic, they take on new dimension. Godfather is full of prosody.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse. I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
So the accented syllables hit the downbeats. I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
Leave the gun. Take the cannoli. Leave the gun. Take the cannoli.
She was the greatest piece of ass I've ever had, and I've had them all over the world.
But don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again.
I know it was you, Fredo. You broke my heart.
Here's the Wizard of Oz.
Is follow the yellow brick road.
The accented syllables on the quarter notes create a rhythmic pattern that is catchy to the ear. Follow the yellow brick road.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Let's return to this Tarantino speech.
Ezekiel 25:17.
If you look up Ezekiel 25:17 in the Bible, you'll find it's nothing like Samuel Jackson's actual speech. So why did Tarantino rewrite the Bible verse? He may have done it to better set up Samuel Jackson's final speech of the movie, but I guarantee that he also did it for prosody. Listen to the accented downbeats.
Brother's keeper and the finder of lost children.
I mean, you can only say this in 3/4 time.
When I lay my vengeance upon thee.
Let's try Aaron Sorkin. Now, I'm going to slightly edit a few frames to force my point, but you'll get the gist.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Or how about this?
Did you order the code red?
I did the job.
Did you order the code red?
You're goddamn right I did!
I call this musical repetition the Sorkin wind-up. You can hear it a lot in The West Wing.
And I would too, sir, except, and again, I say this with all due respect.
Shove your respect. I don't want it.
I say this with all due respect. I think your motives are personal, and I'd like to discuss that, sir.
That rhythmic repetition gives the final zinger a stronger punch. Sorkin's not the only writer to do this. Tarantino often does it in threes.
Does he look like a bitch?
What?
Does he look like a bitch?
No!
Then why you try to f him like a bitch, Brett? He didn't. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Brett.
I've censored the bad language, but hopefully the rhythm still comes through. Apologizing again for the language, listen to this 3-part wind-up.
I'm gonna ask you a question. When you came pulling in here, did you notice a sign on the front of my house that said dead storage?
Jimmy, you know I ain't seen no shit.
Did you notice a sign in the front of my house that said dead storage?
No, I didn't.
You know why you didn't see that sign?
Why?
Because it ain't there, because storing dead ain't my f***ing business, that's why.
If you don't think Tarantino's work is chock full of prosody,
My name's Pitt, and your ass ain't talking your way out of this shit.
writing like this requires a musical ear. Christopher Hitchens went to Oxford with authors no less than Martin Amis, Julian Barnes, Ian McEwan, and Salman Rushdie. And he realized the X factor that made them great fiction writers, whereas Hitchens found he could only write nonfiction.
I realized what they'd got and I didn't have, and it's music, knowledge of and appreciation of music. Doesn't mean that they have to be able to play an instrument, though they mainly can. Doesn't have to be that they're good at it, but they have some music circulating in the system, and I'm abnormally bad at music.
So when you're writing, read your lines out loud. Listen. Is there a rhythm? Are your most important lines memorable? Give it a shot. Write a line in 6/8, like Vince Gilligan.
I am the one who knocks.
Or William Shakespeare.
Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow.
And I promised you Mamet, so here's Mamet.
Get them to sign on the line which is dotted.
So incorporate prosody into your work. And let's close with Mamet.
A, B, C. A always B, B, C closing. Always be closing. Always be closing.